When the crypto was created, I class myself maybe around here. Skepticism around here before I start getting in. Right? But now in the crypto space, we're probably around this cycle here. Right? It's starting from Preserver onwards. We're probably on this cycle here. How do we know this? Well, now you can already buy cars. Some places you can buy houses with crypto. This life cycle is a very interesting life cycle. Let me tell you how it works. At this point here, when creation happens, right? This part here, there's a lot of what? What's the word? When this part here, this phase here, there's a lot of Thank you. I might as well have said this whole full word. I don't give you any credit for guessing the word. Skepticism, okay? At the beginning of this, there's always a lot of skepticism. Do you realize that? Then what happens is, in the mid phase, you have kind of like the majority using it. And then what happens is, towards the end phase, the final Flintstones, when their grandma is using Facebook and saying, okay, I'll Facebook message you, and you say, Grandma, I don't have Facebook. You say, what? When your grandma is messaging you on TikTok, that's when you're like, okay. So usually then the Flintstones usually come in here. Okay, so here is skepticism, skeptical people era. This era here is called Flintstone era. Okay, that's their time to shine. Okay. Now the funny thing is this: for those of you who just said yes, okay, I'm sorry, I don't even use this phone thing to pay for things with my bank card because I don't trust it and things like that. Let me tell you something. We're here. We're here. Okay? This cycle goes all the way through here. We're here. Flintstone cycle comes all the way here. Then they finally catch on, and then what happens is, right? We don't use cash anymore. We don't use banks anymore. That's what's going to happen. No banks. You're going to be a what? I didn't even get to link my bank card. No, there's no bank card. What do you mean bank? What's a bank? No bank card. I don't know if you realize this. Whether we like it or not, everything is going to go more virtual. More and more virtual. Everything's going to be convenient that way. No cash in bank. Everything is going to go virtual. What is virtual currency? Crypto. Do you know? By the way, I class myself quite slow here as well. Really. When the crypto was created, I class myself maybe around here. Skepticism around here before I start getting in. Right? But now in the crypto space, we're probably around this cycle here. Right? It's starting from Preserver onwards. We're probably on this cycle here. How do we know this? Well, now you can already buy cars. Some places you can buy houses with crypto. Right? The other day, somebody asked, they said, I think we were getting something or exchanging some service or something like that. And then they said, can you transfer money to my bank? I said, can I send you crypto instead? Because dealing with a bank is so much more difficult than sending crypto. Do you understand that? Sending crypto is like, what's your address? Okay, zap, gone. There it is. It's in there. Have you got it? Okay, cool, done. Bank is, okay, let me phone the bank. I don't know why they blocked the card. Let me check this, let me check that. Okay, wait, and listen to some music. And then suddenly you phone to some other country and you're like, what's going on, right? Are you guys understanding what I'm saying? Right? And it's so much more convenient. Everything is moving to become more convenient. Do you realize that? Do you realize that everything we were skeptical about has actually gave you more convenience? You were skeptical about social media. People spying on you. Okay? Now, it's your only way of communicating with your loved ones around the other side of the world. It's your only way. It saved you. It's more convenient. It's convenient. How many of you agree that jumping on a Zoom call is more convenient than jumping out on an 8-hour flight with all your visas and vaccines and whatever you need to do? So much easier. You see? If I tried to invite all of you to this 3-day event live here, you guys would maybe forget about it. Master Sri Akarshana, who's that? Right. Zoom call. Oh, I can press a button, come in. Okay, I'll come. technology is, making it more convenient. But when it first starts, you're skeptical. How many of you had that with supermarket? You had that feeling before? You know, in supermarket, cashier. You have those? The machine? Where do you guys live? You guys live in the mountains or what? How many of you have those? Right? You have those, right? You have like a machine, you do it yourself, right? What was your thought when you first seen those things? How many of you, be honest here, how many of you thought, oh, everything's robots these days, everything's machines these days. I prefer the aisle where I actually get to speak and interact with a person, actual human being. How many of you, just be honest here, how many of you had that thought? Just raise your hand if you had that thought. Right? What is that? That's change. That's skepticism. That's the transition. It's normal. Are you guys understanding what I'm saying? It's normal. Until what? Right? At first, what happened? 24 of the aisles was still the person at the desk. They introduced 4 just to get you used to it. Now, only 4 is the human, and the 24 is now just machine. Are you guys understanding what I'm saying? Now, do you know what? It was a phenomenon. It was a big... I had the same thought. I'm not saying I'm any different to you. I'm a human being. Same thought. I'm saying this is the human cycle. You see? Because it surprised me. Let me tell you when it surprised me. The other day, we went to the supermarket to pick up something. And then there was... I had the same thought. In the past, I was like, oh, losing human connection, or dealing with robots, dealing with machines these days, right? But the other day, when I went to the supermarket, I picked up maybe 3 things very quickly. And then I looked left. There's the thing where you speak to the person, you deal with the person, or it's just doot, and get out. I just went doot, and I got out. And then after I did that, I was like, that's just strange. I remember not so long ago, I was like, I prefer that thing. I even told my friends I prefer that thing. Oh, you guys understand? How many of you seen there was a shift in you, actually? You find it actually more convenient, just get it sorted yourself. Right? You see, that's what happens. What I'm saying is, you either choose, please write this down. Everybody inhale. Slow exhale. You either choose to deal with the skepticism, to create while the space is open, and to benefit, to be the biggest beneficiary, to evolve alongside the universe, or you keep complaining and seeing a different perspective of why is this thing happening, change, I don't like this, I prefer cash, I prefer banks, that is not safe. And you stay living in the old perception until eventually, during this phase, you're going to be sucked in. You are going to be sucked in eventually. Because when your grandma, your grandpa, everybody is using it, you're eventually going to be, okay, let me check this thing out. And eventually, after 8 years, you're going to be like, oh, this is actually pretty good.